Hey everyone, this is Nemesis with another video review, and this is the Good Smile Company Max Factory Figma Samus Aran from Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, number 349. And as you can see that right there, that's Samus. It's based on Metroid Prime 3, so instead of the other two, unlike the other two Metroid figures in their line, it's based on one of the good Metroids, not the terrible one. But yeah, there's the figure. We'll get to that in a little bit because, of course, we got to go through the box first. And yes, you can see right here. Box Japanese on it because it's a Japanese company. There's a little logo for the game. That's the window where it comes in. Little warnings and stuff on here. You got Samus in a cool pose on the side. Another cool pose, giving the thumbs up. On the top, you got more Samus in a cool pose. Bottom, another cool pose and barcode. And on the back, you got a whole bunch of poses. And what's included in the box, including also warnings as well, none of which I can read because I do not know Japanese. At least I do not know very much Japanese. I know almost no Japanese, except for a handful of words. But yeah. In the box, along with the figure, of course, you get this little paper, which has more warnings and what's included in the box, so you know what you're missing. And it's also in Japanese and in English. She also comes with a bag to put all the accessories in. Just a simple plastic bag and a little place to put the label on because all of them come with it, so you know which accessories go with which. She comes with a missile part. Well, sort of. It's a missile launching part for when she's shooting a missile, although there are no missiles with it. Yeah. And she also has multiple hands. Thumbs up hand. A splayed hand, and a sort of grasping hand, along with the fist right there already on there. And she comes in Morph Ball mode. Right there. It's actually pretty nice gold paint with a little black detailing on the inside right there, with the little lines there, and the green stripe through the middle. Because that's how she is. That's how it is. Gonna hope that doesn't roll anywhere. But yeah, the figure itself, it's a very, very nice Samus, actually. It looks a lot like how she looked in the game, and I really enjoyed that game a lot. And the whole Metroid Prime series, actually. But yeah, you can see these really nice, reflective, metallic, I guess, burnished gold, of sorts. That the armor color, you got the red in a really nice color. The visor's picked out with this green, but it's also like a metal behind it, so it's very reflective. Little green highlights on their chest, and the black where it needs to be. Even you got the little glowing bits on the arm cannon are picked out. They're very small lines. Those are very tiny little lines, and yet there they are, picked out and close to the glow of the cannon as well, the golden ring. And then also you got the green on the legs. I really like that. You see that the green right there. Green striping and whatnot, all down the leg. There's even, I'm gonna have to raise the camera for this part, but I'm gonna have to refocus too. Yeah, in the black insets right here, there's little bits of green. I'm not sure about right there. You can see the little bits of green throughout the little black insets right there on the shoulder pauldrons, and it's really good looking. And just again, the green right there on the chest, and you can see here the metallic sheen to the visor and everything. And even on the back, you got the jet pack, the jump pack, with the venting and everything. And it's just really nicely detailed. I really like how this figure looks. But got to zoom back out now and bring the camera back down. So yeah, it's quite good. She comes with the stand, of course. I almost forgot about that because it's just the Figma stand, which it's just a pretty simple one. It says Figma right there, and there also the copyrights on the bottom, which you can see through it because you don't absolutely need it with Figmas because with Figmas a lot of them can actually stand on their own. Still, it's a good stand for you're actually trying to pose it. But this stand, there's a hole for the morph ball, and yes, it can be pegged into the stand if you want. So you can have it just the morph ball chilling out there. Yes, it does. Yeah, the green part does rotate, so you can actually rotate along the, so you have the morph ball how you want. That's really good, actually. I'm going to put that off to the side, though, but it's really cool. But yeah, this actual figure itself is really nice as well. Like I said, as I've been saying. And to swap out parts is actually pretty easy. Just pull out and plug in. That's easy. Just a simple thing. She has no hand. Oh no. And just pull that one out and plug this one in. And that's simple. Now she looks like she's about ready to fire a missile. No, unfortunately, no actual missile accessories. Apparently, the previous Samus full armored from other M version had more accessories. But I'd rather have this one. Yeah, but yeah, the missile thing. So it works. You can have that position how you want. Plug that in. There you go. And swapping the hands out is also really easy. Just literally just, again, just pull out. It's just a little ball joint and a peg. But let's give her the splayed hand. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and swap them all out, but you can see it's pretty simple. Gives you a lot of different poses, so you can give a thumbs up. Fortunately, no thumbs down, but still nice, a little bit of accessories. She doesn't have a whole lot of them, but it's pretty nice. But yeah, posability though, head's on a ball joint and it's quite expressive, and it's also there's also on the in there there's a little stock the ball joint's on, so it's you can move quite forward and back quite a bit and side to side and waggle. Thing is also getting extended a bit for certain poses, so there's also the neck. You can see the neck detail under there, and that helps a lot with posing. So now she can look a little bit more, and she can tilt her head, I think. Yeah, she can tilt her head just a tiny bit now as well. So there's that, but you're supposed to have a little bit more inset. Shoulders can move forward and back and outward as well. And the nice thing is shoulder pauldrons are also on their own little ball joints, so they can move up. So you can move the arm pretty far out, which is real nice. So they can kind of sometimes get a little caught right here, but it's not too bad. It's usually pretty easy to fix that. But yeah, the shoulder moves real nicely. Got, of course, bicep swivels right there as well. And the elbow can curl pretty far, actually. And you got the wrist swivel. And the wrist can also tilt. There's another ball joint. You can adjust that ball joint so you can have it tilt up and down as well, but it's kind of a little annoying, but you can have, you need to tilt. So you can do that. There's a ball joint up here in the abdomen, so side to side and all around and rotation and forward and back. And this little plate here gets out of the way pretty easily. So you can so she can curl down and everything. Real nice. And on the, of course, I almost forgot on this, and the curl's not as significant just because, well, the gun arm is bulkier, so it can't curl as far, but it's still really posable. Hips move forward and back pretty far. Like, I mean, they can go way far. The thing is just because of angling it and the suit and everything, they will eventually force themselves outward, so they can't go straight up. Outwards, there's actually a little, this right here can move a little bit just to get out of the way, but it only goes about that far out, unfortunately. This is maximum splits. So she can't do the splits real well, but then again, doing the splits in this armor would be really difficult, I think. And of course, because of the way the joints are, you can also get a bit of thigh rotation as well. Actually, quite a bit of thigh rotation, all things considered. So you can have a bit of more splayed. And the knees, they curl up, double jointed, I believe. I mean, no, not double jointed, but a very specific kind of joint. So any which way it curls up pretty far, like all the way back. So there's got down here at the ankles, you got quite a bit of tilt either way. That's a pretty significant tilt. You can break your foot if you want. And also forward and backwards motion on the feet. This is limited by the front here, but by the front much. And there's also a toe joint. So Yeah, it's a Figma, which I think most people expected, but quite a bit of posability. I wasn't sure how much you get. There's some limitation just because of the design. I mean, that's not much they can really do about that, but it's really good posability wise, and only thing sometimes it's like you want to get certain poses in is a little more difficult than you'd think it would be. But yeah, it's almost like most poses you think you get Samus in, you can do. I mean, like that looks great, doesn't it? It's just yeah, I really like this Figma. It's a really good Samus. I'm glad I have it. I'm glad I did not get impatient and just grab the Other M version. Because while the Other M version does have more accessories, I believe, only a handful, well, slightly more accessories, but it's got a very different look to it. It's much slimmer and kind of weird looking. It's, yeah, it's associated with Other M, so yeah, I'd rather not. But this one is really good. I really enjoy how this one looks. I like the little morph ball and everything. It stands well. It's pretty posable. The only limitations come mostly at the hips, really. Even the shoulders get out of the way of that, and the head is on a joint in such a way that it can move as you need it to. So it's actually really posable. I really like it, and I would highly recommend picking one up if you're interested in Metroid at all. So yeah, I think it's like $60-$70 or so, all things total. But yeah, so I'd recommend picking it up if you're a Metroid fan. So that's that for this review. Like, comment, subscribe if you liked it or found it entertaining or interesting or informative, and I shall see you next time.